Hello and welcome to the webinar today, Set Yourself Free and Live in Joy. I'm Renee Brown. I'm so excited you're here, and I'm excited that I get to share something I am really passionate about. As a visualizing coach, what I love to do most is empower people to know their true worthiness and then live from that sense of empowerment and express into the world and create the life they really want, achieve dreams that are important to them and goals that are meaningful to them. That's what we're here to talk about today. Let me ask you a couple of questions. Do you really feel free to be your true self? When you're out in the world, when you're with other people, when you're at your work, when you're with even your family, are you really being your true self, or are you monitoring who you are based on will they approve, or is this going to get me where I think I need to be? We're going to talk about that and find a solution where you can really be your true self, but also achieve what's important to you. There is a way to do it, and it's so much easier than you might think. And the next question is actually the core of this. Do you really know your true worthiness? Do you know where your worthiness comes from? Do you feel that you were born with an innate sense of worthiness to be happy, to achieve in the world anything that your heart desires, as if it was a little whisper from the power that creates worlds to guide you toward it? We want to talk a little bit about that today too. And ultimately, what I want you to leave with is this. Once you know your true worthiness, and then from that begin to express your true self in the world, you will begin to create so much happiness. You will be happy and you will be successful. And honestly, until you live from that core place of freedom and truth, you cannot achieve as much as you're here to achieve. No matter how great your life might be, there's even greater things you can achieve. It kind of goes back to that quote we've all heard all our lives. It's from the Bible, and it says, when you know the truth will set you free. And that's what we're going to talk about today, this truth that will set you free to live a happy life and be your true self. Now, before we go into the seminar, I want to just to tell you a little bit about me, so you'll know, for those of you who don't know me yet, you'll know a little bit more about me. I was raised in unity. I was raised with metaphysics. I never was taught to view God in any way other than a metaphysical approach. So for me, what that means is I learned from my very first memory that God is loving, God is benevolent, God is good and kind and caring, and that God is everywhere. When I was a youth director for years with the Unity Church, and I have always taught the kids, there is not a spot where God is not. And that's what I was taught as a little girl by my childhood minister. There is not a spot where God is not. There is nothing in this world that does not have the energy vibration of source. Source energy is how I like to look at God. And that's what, from that foundation, we're going to build this concept today. As I've told you, I've worked with the Unity Churches as a youth ed director. Also, I was trained as a chaplain, a lay chaplain in the Unity Church. And that's based on the principles of silent unity, if you're familiar with them. Wonderful prayer support available to anyone. And I've used that my entire life, even as a little girl. You can call them for prayer support that is non-denominational, loving and helpful, and in the moment, from anywhere in the world. Based on that, I went through the chaplain program, and that is the basis from which I use for my coaching, because I believe that my job as a visualizing coach is to see a person as whole, see them as having achieved what they are struggling to achieve, and hold that sacred space for them, and then lovingly and firmly and lovingly give them tools and processes to make it easier and simpler for them to join that space, that vibrational truth of their power and their beauty and their ability to achieve anything they desire. That's what I do as a visualizing coach. Now, if you want to learn more about me, feel free to check out my website and also my blog. My website is visualize123.com, and my blog is zenandzest.com, zenandzest.com. Okay, so the webinar today will be divided into two parts. The first part is going to be, we're going to focus a little bit on this idea of energy and vibration. I find that even though it's a buzzword right now because of the wonderful teachings about law of attraction from the hit movie The Secret, I find that a lot of people don't really get the core power of it, and that's important. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. And then the second part of the webinar is going to be focused on how do you actually take that information and then apply it in your everyday life for real results. That's really important, and there's a formula for that I teach, and I'm going to share that with you. Now, to prepare for the webinar, it's very important that we all get ourselves into the same vibrational space, and there's a lovely way to do that. I have these wonderful friends who are musicians, Lavender Soul, and they allow me to use their music. Thank you, Lavender Soul. If you want to know more about them, go to their website, lavendersoul.com. We're going to go to one of their songs. It's called Breathe. As you listen to the song, it's just a couple of minutes. I want you to just sit back and do exactly that. I want you to breathe, and I want you to align. I want you to focus on being happy and carefree, and trust that what's coming next is going to guide you closer to achieving your dreams in ways that are easier and faster than you might have imagined. Here's Lavender Soul with Breathe.
Trust that I will guide you in whatever you do. Just remember to breathe and do your very best to live in love, give in love, be in love, and love you shall receive.